Hello, yo, welcome to the channel. It's Rad. And tonight we're gonna take a look at the new moon in Pisces. So the new moon in Pisces, 28th of February, 27th actually, I don't know why I put 28. 28 is in Bulgaria, but it is 27th. Let me fix that really quick. So it's 27th. Just to fix it really quick. Okay, done. So quite confusing, really, when you have to deal with two time zones, but it's fixed. Hello, Ella Valasi, Ella Vala. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Hello and welcome to the stream. First time seeing you here. I hope you do enjoy the show. So, yeah, the new moon in Pisces, it's, at least according to my cards, it's going to be pretty big time. And it's in effect from 27th of February, 7:45 p.m., that is Eastern Standard Time, up until the 14th of March, again, Eastern Standard Time, 2:54 a.m., where we're going to have a total lunar eclipse in Virgo, which means full moon in Virgo. So the subject of tonight's live stream is going to be the waning moon, or not the waning, the waxing moon, which is a phase of the moon in between the new moon and the full moon. The moon is waxing. From full to new moon, the moon is waning. Hello, Samuel. So with that said, the first thing that I am doing in those live stream for everyone who is first time here, that will be the collective reading. This is the general influence that this lunar phase is going to press on all of us. And those are the cards which I drew. So we do have the Queen of Pentacles with the Empress and the Fool. So those three cards. And it's going to be an important period of time, important couple of weeks, because we're going to have at least one major decision, or major, it's not even a decision, it's more of a choice, at least one major choice that we will have to make throughout these couple of weeks in between the 27th and the 14th. And this choice is going to pretty much decide what kind of a future we are going to have. Okay. So this is how things are going to unfold. Now, for the most part, everything is gonna stay more or less unchanged, which regarding the current undertakings we are having. So more or less unchanged regarding the relationship you have, more or less unchanged regarding the job you have, more or less unchanged regarding the projects, and so on and so forth. So the ongoing undertakings. And somewhere along the time passing from the 27th to 14th, there is going to be opening, something like, for example, new proposal, new variation, a new path, if you will, a new opportunity that will require a complete severance or complete relinquishment from the ongoing undertaking. That is like being offered a new job and you have to relinquish your current one, or being approached by a person that it's sweet, it's handsome, and so on and so forth, but in order to start dating them, you will have to break your current relationship, and so on and so forth. And so this is where the major choice is going to take place. So what you need to know, it is that the current undertakings, you, me, and everyone is developing. We are, at least according to these cards, we are just scratching the surface with how far they can go, regardless of the current situation with them. I mean, you may be not in a favorable situation in regarding your job or in regarding your relationship, but this could change, and the potential for that current job, for that current relationship, for this current project, so to speak, at least according to these cards, enormous. While the substitution, the new opportunity, its development, at least according to these cards, would be anyone's guess. So what happens here is that we may choose to abandon something pretty much almost certain that is going to lead us to a point, to a place in our future that we are going to feel comfortable, we are going to be comfortable, and we are going to be well situated and well suited with a future that it is pretty much unknown. But for your own peace of mind, if you will, the best thing you can do is, once this choice presents itself to you, at least once, it will be best if you do withdraw from all that. I mean, you do not make the choice right away, you do not decide whether you should stay or go, and so on and so forth, but instead kind of take a break for a couple of days, maybe a week as well. And by taking up that break, you will obtain the impression, not just only the impression, but also the insight, what is going to be the best course of action in regarding the situation that stands in front of you. And almost every single one of you will lean in favor of staying, at least according to these cards. So going forward, we have to be very careful with that new moon in Pisces, because there will be a situation that will beguile us, or at least is going to try to beguile us into abandoning safe havens. So that was the collective reading, and now there are going to be 12 readings, just as this one for each star sign. And before I move with those readings forward, now bear in mind that these are readings for the star signs, and therefore they are not exactly your personal readings. So the information that I'm giving is going to affect you to a certain extent, but probably not entirely, and therefore you should not use that information as a concrete answer to your question. You should use it more as a guidance. Now, if you do wish to have your own personal reading, meaning your own personal agenda, goals, problems, situations to be interpreted through my tarot cards, you can always go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you can see a full list of my services and their pricing. You can support the show by subscribing for the channel, liking the video, and also leaving a comment. That is going to help tremendously with the algorithm, more than you know, actually. And finally, if you do wish to support me financially, you can do so using Super Chat or a PayPal. The PayPal link you're going to find in the description down below. And anyone who does so, you're going to have a reading at the end of the stream that is guaranteed, just like Yasmin did. Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Thank you for the $20. Let me put you into the list. Okay. So at the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading. Now, starting up first, we do have Aries. Also, you can keep up with which star sign I'm reading for through the glyph being displayed here on my right hand side. Currently, Aries glyph. And for Aries, the first card, that will be the World, followed by Three of Pentacles. Three of Cups, I'm sorry, that's not Pentacles. Three of Cups. And the final one, that's going to be Three of Wands. so next couple of weeks for you guys are going to be more of a, I would say the word confirmation here. So what I mean is that the people that you are dealing with right now, kind of like colleagues, family members, even friends, if you will, now without a shred of a doubt are going to be convinced that your way is the right way. So this is going to create collaborations. They are not going to be as big as you may want them to be, but this collaboration is going to help you a big time. So doesn't matter where that collaboration is going to take place, whether in your social circle or whether in your business, you will immediately going to start seeing a pretty good initial results in regards to your undertakings and in regards to your current enterprises. And even more than that, with that Three of Wands next to the World, those collaborations are gonna take off your plates a lot of difficult tasks and uncomfortable approaches that otherwise, without those collaborations, you might have to undertake, you might have to execute. And finally, what I would say to you, Aries, is that, well, that does depend whether you are single or not. The bottom line is that within the next couple of weeks, you're going to finally stumble upon a person that shares your emotions, okay? Or it has at least the capability to share your emotions. Therefore, if you stumble upon someone that you do like, well, they have the capability to like you back. Or, you know, if you stumble upon someone that sees the future, that you are seeing the future in a certain way, they do have the capability to see the future your way. What I am trying to say here is that you're going to have the chance to have a unobstructed flow of emotions for in between the 27th and the 40th, the 14th, I'm sorry, and it will be very beneficial for you to take advantage of it. Okay, that was Aries. Now, next one is going to be Taurus. Hello, News the Bone. What's coming your way? Thank you for the £5. Thank you, News the Bone. Let me put you into the list. For a second. Okay. All right. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading. Right, Taurus now. Three of Cups for Taurus, first one. Then is a Five of Swords. And afterwards, we do have a Two of Wands. These three cards. Give me a second here. Well, in this full moon in Pisces, you will be saved by those or someone around you. You will be saved by going to the wrong way, or going into the wrong direction, doing the wrong thing for yourself, that is. So this saving, for a lack of better expression here, it's very likely to present itself in a very bruising way, so the person ain't gonna be polite at all. You may also expect for them to meddle with your affairs as well, so they can prevent you from taking up the wrong option available in front of you, or rather proceeding up with the wrong thing, it is more appropriate to say. And the reason why this individual or this society of people is going to intervene with your affairs it is because they can see, I would say, your potential and what you can be good at, where you can get the maximum that you are capable of, and they are also seeing that you are not straying toward that direction at all, and that's why they will physically going to, like I said, intervene with your affairs. Now, once they stir you up, wherever you are going, wherever they kind of like assess that you are going to be more efficient in, you as well, just like Aries did, you as well are going to start seeing immediate results to your efforts. And even if at the start it kind of seemed the wrong thing for them to do, I think that by the end of this lunar phase, you are going to be pretty grateful for that they had intervened in one or another way. Okay, so that was Taurus. Next one, Gemini. Hello, Ellen. By the way, guys, how many of you did have that kind of a situation where there are people that are trying to stir you without your consent? I'm personally, I get aggravated when someone does that to me. Very, very aggravated. And to be honest, I don't know if I know a person that is gonna kind of like it. Although there are those type of people that are, so to speak, indecisive, like they're expecting someone else to take decisions for them. So I guess there are people who are gonna like it. All right, Gemini, the Tower, the Sun, and this is Three of Pentacles. That's a really, really good one. Now, there are a very, very specific case to these cards, and you may end up having a crush. Okay, you may end up having a crush. Tell them to shush. Yeah. Well, so you may very well end up having a crush, and that crush is gonna drift you away from support, for a lack of better expression. Like support in a sense, people that are supporting you currently, that are supporting you in your development. So what we can have here is a complete change of social environment for you if you succumb to that crush in general. Okay, so if it is not a crush though, then these weeks, these couple of weeks from 27th to 14th are going to be a weeks where there is going to be a huge transformation, which is going to be a transformation regarding an enterprise you are currently valuing a lot, okay? Like a hobby, for example. So let's give it the example with a hobby. So it will regard, for example, a hobby that you love quite a lot, but in those couple of weeks you're gonna end up loving something even more that it's incompatible with this hobby of yours, okay? And so it will happen that you are gonna end up leaving behind that enterprise you built and you loved and you liked for the one that it is even more enjoyable than the one you are currently having. You know, that could even happen like you are loving your current, say, boyfriend, but you end up meeting someone that you love even more, and you end up replacing them. But long story short, you will replace something good with something even better. In either case, this is going to drift you away from a certain people, certain individuals that are supporting you currently into your development. And this is where the destruction of the tower really takes place, destroying up certain relationships or making certain relationships not compatible with the current state of mind of yours. So yeah, I mean, sometimes sacrifices are needed. Hopefully you are strong enough to make them. And that is for Gemini. Cancer next. Well, Miss Divine, yeah, you can make them shush, but the thing is that sometimes these people they just don't say, they don't ask, they just do. And so it's kind of quite difficult to react at that point. And here for Gemini, really the matter is whether you are going to put the others in front of yourself or you're going to put yourself first. The way that I see it. And I don't know. I mean, I would do it. I don't know about you guys, but I would do it. Because at the end of the days, if you don't do something for yourself and for the people you love, who else is going to? Well, Helen, sometimes you meet people that are just melting your soul and you just can't resist at these, I reckon at these states. Any kind of ideals and criteria you have were just thrown out of the window. All right, Cancer, the Sun, Nine of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. Well, what happens for Cancer it is that one man trashes another man's treasure. So that said, I think that you're going to strike a really, really good deal, if it is a deal at all. So bottom line is that it does look like that there is going to be a rejection that does not involve you, but what is rejected, say from a friend of yours, is going to happen to be a thing, whether a person, whether a job, you know, that it is exactly what you need in order to having an expanding fields and energies of growth in front of you. And the thing it is that you are gonna end up being so afraid to lose it once you acquire this treasure of yours that by the look of those cards, I think of that any investment of yours in it will double its worth. The bottom line here for you, Cancer, is that you are going to end up acquiring you know, a subject of a great and an immense value. Again, that could be a job, it could be a person, you know, it could be some kind of a object, and you will be very guarding about it and quite afraid to lose it. That's a solution, Miss Divine. Let's say that is a solution. Okay, that was Cancer. Next, Leo. the moon, Knight of Swords, the World. So about Leo and the new moon in Pisces, this lunar phase is gonna take away the control. Right away, I mean, around you, things are gonna start happening, circumstances are gonna start appearing here and there, and it's gonna feel like you have no control dictating what, where, when, and how. But so this state is going to bring a lot of lack of logic to you, and that may put you in a state where you end up fantasizing for the doom and gloom, and you should not allow that thing to happen to yourself. I mean, you should maintain a positive attitude within the next 2.5 weeks, so to speak. But there will be a conclusion for you in the next couple of weeks, a conclusion that was meant for you to have, like a I don't know, a conclusion of a love life drama, or a conclusion of a love life path, or a conclusion in terms of a career, ending up in a certain career field. But there is going to be a conclusion for you, Leo, that it is meant for you to reach. So if we have to speak that way, I think that this new moon in Pisces is going to bring you to a place where you're going to find one of your purposes that you have been born with or born about. All right, next, Virgo. But again, back to Leo. It's very important not to allow yourself to dream the worst thing possible that can happen. Okay, but it's very easy when someone has the moon as the prime card to end up fantasizing again about the doom and gloom. Page of Swords. The Aeon. Queen of Pentacles. For you, Virgo, this lunar phase from new to full moon is not going to be kind, because you will be betrayed, or at least certainly is going to feel like it, because I can only speculate here, give you my educated guess, but I do believe that a promise will not going to be fulfilled, a promise that had been given to you, or at the very least it was implied that is how it's going to be done, this is what is going to happen, that is what I'm going to do, and it's going to turn out that this person that implied that promise or implied that maneuver, for what it seems, we're not going to do it. They will simply not, and they're going to come up with a reason that is going to sound ridiculous to you. Hello, Taco. Welcome to the stream, mate. So that reason is going to sound ridiculous to you, but for them, it's gonna be super valid, okay? And the reason for it is because they are coming up from a completely different point of view, a point of view that you just can't fathom. They cannot fathom, however, your point of view, and so arguing with that person, trying to bend their will in order to finish up or accomplish what they had implied that they're going to do is completely pointless. And this is going to break at least one relationship, because you are going to feel betrayed, but they will not going to feel that they have betrayed you at all. Okay? And one mask is going to fall to the ground. So, brace yourself. All right, next one, Libra. How are you doing, by the way? Taco, that is. Oh, Scorpio is coming up, Alan. And I am sunning Scorpio. Mattia, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Mattia. We put you into the list. So you want to know how Mars direct is going to affect you and what it's going to bring. Okay. I really hope so, Taco. I really, really hope so, and I'm quite happy that you are healing well. All right, so Libra, Queen of Swords, the first one. Then it is the Chariot, and then it is the Strength. Wow. Well, guys, this is going to be a solo breakthrough, a breakthrough that you are going to be personally responsible for it. No help at all from the people around you, and you are going to make it so easy that you wouldn't even believe by the end of these 2.5 weeks how far you went with your personal things. Even you are going to have the time, not just only the time, but also the clearance to put a very ambitious goal in front of yourself. It simply said you are going to be able to get shit done. You're going to be able to push your personal things, your personal agenda through, and you are going to be very, very, very proud of yourself. Now, the only downside that I can see in those cards is that you're going to become so ambitious in these 2.5 weeks that at the end, no matter the result, you will still going to have what you want to wish from the result itself, or the results in general itself. And you have to keep your ears peeled, because there is going to be a lot of information coming your way, and that information is going to happen to be quite important, and you can use it as a leverage going down the path, going down the road into the future, and use it against, for example, your boss, your supervisor, your rivals, in order to get what you want. All right, and coming up next, Scorpio. I am Scorpio sun, by the way, so let's see what we Scorpio are going to have to endure, take advantage of, or simply enjoy. The Lovers, 7 of Cups, the High Priestess, quite of a mixed bag for Scorpio here. So definitely there is going to be a stir, especially when it comes to our options available going forward, with how to and what for. If we think of how to, for example, get that one date me, how to get a job, and what for, what for I should struggle here, what kind of resources I need, and what is the reward at the end that I do deserve, right? So there is going to be a lot of stir for us. when it comes to options available in front of, but we have to be quite careful about the options we choose, and it all comes to that what we are feeling comfortable with. This isn't about taking up risks. Taking up risks in those 2.5 weeks are going to prove itself quite damaging and quite detrimental for us. Instead, what comes to is the harmony that we are experiencing, okay, or the harmony that we do experience and feel when we think of the option in front of us. So it mostly comes down to take on what we have to rather than what we want to, because sometimes, you know, you have things you want, but when you think of having them, that instantly provokes a feeling of great distress and as well a lot of problems that we will have to deal with. So it all comes to that, to bring, as a Scorpio, to bring a harmony into our lives and do what we must rather than what we want to, at least for the next 2.5 weeks. Now, when it comes to relationships, because we do have the Lovers card at the start, this genuinely, how can I put it into words, affects a new established relationships here. And a lot of compromises will be required in order that relationship, this dating stage, to evolve into a more stable relationship, just so you know. So patience and as well sense of compromise will be required. Okay, next, Sagittarius. Five of Wands, Ace of Wands, Three of Pentacles, well, Helen, yes, I have observed that into myself as well. But you know what? When the right thing comes, you have no hesitation. That is something I have observed. All right, back to Sagittarius. It's a reversal. The new moon in Pisces, this period of time, is gonna fix a situation for you. Hello, Jasmine. Welcome to the stream. Probably at the very, very last minute. You know, by the very, very last minute, the shits are hitting the fan. Seriously, I mean, it's an ugly picture. And you know, in these kind of cases, people kind of like are losing any kind of hope whatsoever. But for you, Sagittarius, probably at the very, very last minute, and an opportunity. This isn't even an option available. That is an opportunity, a gainful opportunity to fix the things around. And you should take it without no hesitation whatsoever. This opportunity is gonna present itself without the help of others. So that is something you earned rather than being given. And only you and you alone can take advantage of that gainful opportunity. It will emerge through pretty random circumstances. It will feel like an immense luck for you. So you, Sagittarius, you can expect a turnaround in one of your endeavors that it is going south. Well, it's going down the drain, at least for now. All right, Jasmine, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Jasmine. And Bree, thank you for the 10 US dollars. Thank you. Let me put you into the list, girls. And at the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading. Jasmine, if you do have any particular inquiry, now is the time then to type it down. If not, we're just going to check what is going to be the new moon in Pisces, that lunar phase for you. Mystic, thank you for the 5 US dollars. Thank you. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading on the inquiry you gave me. Let me put you into the list. One second. Copy that inquiry. Okay. All right, so that was Sagittarius. Now next, that will be Capricorn. The Hangman for Capricorn, followed by the Magician, and then it is Seven of Swords. Is there Capricorns in the chat? I really genuinely want to ask them something, because I had my fair share deal with a Capricorn, and what this reading is showing, it's a bit contrary to my experience with the Capricorn, because this new moon in Pisces will test your patience. So what we have here is the situation where you have done your job, right? You have done everything to your ability in order to reach certain results. That doesn't have to be in work, okay? It could be in your private business, for example. But the results are not going to come right away. And so what happens here is that your patience is going to be tested, whether you are confident enough that you have done your job and it's only a matter of time the results to start piling up. And if you are starting to freak out, you do your thing, right, and you do not see the numbers, or you do not see the expected, results from the other side, and you freak out, and you say, okay, so I have to change something. Okay, I have to do something about it, something different about it. The more you struggle to do something different about it, the worse situation and the worse the results are going to become afterwards. So what you have to do in the next 2.5 weeks about you progressing, it's exactly nothing, at least according to these cards. Like I said, you did your job, and now is in either God's hands or either in someone else's hands, that it is expected for them to do their job in order the situation to stir once again. And some of you may end up even battering themselves that they could have done a better job, that they could have just do better. And that's really not the case, at least not for you, in the next 2.5 weeks. So it will be best if you do use that time to take a break and just try to get a different perspective on things. That is for those who are quite far in spiritual growth and spiritual development. So it's only a matter of time for you things to start working out, Capricorn. You just have to leave it as is. All right, next. That will be Aquarius. You're welcome, Malibu. Oh yeah, and this isn't just an experience with Capricorn, okay? It's an experience with a lot of star signs, and I don't even know if that is about a star sign at all. For me, it does depend on the situation, I guess, because there are situations that I would say, if it isn't working, but there are situations in which I will get pretty frustrated when it isn't working. I will try genuinely, I will try to do better. Thank you, Helen. All right, Aquarius. I am rising Aquarius, so let's see how this is going to affect us. The Chariot. 8 of Cups. 9 of Swords. Well, I have 2 stelliums, Malibu. One is in Scorpio and one is in Sagittarius. All right, so for Aquarius, these are going to be weeks of a mighty efforts that we, the Aquarius, are going to put in. A mighty efforts at work, a mighty effort to make our love life work, a mighty effort in general. And those mighty efforts are going to, how can I put it into words, are going to make our wish come true. These are a wishful results, the results that we do wish to happen. For example, to end up with the type of person we wish to end up with, to end up at a type of job that we wish to end up in, and so on and so forth. However, those desired results are not going to come into these couple of weeks, which are 27th of February to 14th of March. Okay, they are going to come later down the line, later into the future, because according to these cards, this is just a setup. Imagine that in those couple of weeks we are making a preparation to make a huge leap into development and to significantly improve our current circumstances. And very soon after 14th of March, much better perspectives are going to emerge for us. Much better perspectives in terms of love, much better perspectives in terms of work, in terms of job. And when we turn around and look back, we are going to see how brave we were, and that is going to make us very, very proud. How big of a brave actions we undertook in the next couple of weeks. Now, one guidance here for a Aquarius: no matter the predicament that we can face into the next couple of weeks, we can handle it. So surrender is not an option at all, and taking no for an answer either. Okay, and last but not least, that will be Pisces. the Fool, the Sun, Three of Swords. I would like to say second chance, but it's a bit different than a second. So it's a second chance, okay, but not with the same thing. So let me try to give you an example, Pisces. Let's say that, and in advance, I do apologize with the poignant example here, but let's say that back in the days, you were in a relationship or in a marriage that it was everything you have ever wanted, however, fell apart, okay? And so you're going to have a second chance to have the same kind of a relationship or the same kind of a marriage, but not with the same person and not at the same place. Same thing about work. Let's say that you do have a job that it was everything you have ever wanted, but it fell apart. And now you have a second chance to have a same kind of a job. Not exactly the same job, but a job that is going to end up being everything you have ever wanted. And this second chance, so to speak, is going to align so well with you that is gonna end up being an inseparable part of your life. You can't even think of going forward without it once you get it. This is a brand new future for you that will let you go where you couldn't before. Simple as that. So you also should brace yourself for either a big job or a big love coming your way, Pisces. Okay. So that's going to do it for the 12. And now it's a super chat time. It's a great thing about Pisces, though. I mean, a very few times in life we do have those situations, and usually people end up scared taking them. Okay, it's just imagine it that you had your chance and you failed, and now you have it again. And so the first thing that I would think of it is, well, I failed before, so what makes me think this time is going to work out, right? I mean, I'm going to fail again, so I don't want to go through that thing again. That way people close up their hearts, that way people underselling themselves, and you shouldn't do that, right? 'Cause back in the days, yes, you may have failed or things just fell apart for you, Pisces, but that was back then. Now you're more experienced, you have more resources, smarter than before. Okay, and yeah, I mean, you should try again. In fact, it should be a mandatory for you to try again. All right, the super chat, guys. So anyone who supported the stream financially through super chat or through PayPal, you're about to have a reading now. And oh, I hope you get them. I hope you get them, Taco. So first one getting their super chat, that's going to be Yasmin. Okay, Taco. Okay. Well, don't worry about it, mate. Well, Bree, I would wish to, but you know how I am. You know, whatever comes up on the cards, that is what I am saying. So I don't know. By the way, Taco, your donation is still isn't arriving. So I don't know, mate. Have you sent them to that other guy that has my name? Because you know, once that happened, just to let you know. All right. Oh, yes. Well, I don't know if it is the truth here, and I'm just saying what the cards are showing. Oh, Yasmin. Oh. Okay. Those are the cards that I drew for you. And this is good. This new moon in Pisces, or that lunar phase, will be marked by love in home. A lot of sex in between you and your partner in life, and there is going to be that. How can I put it into words? Your relationship will completely fulfill the standards and the ideals that you are having about it. And I'm not going to be surprised if within those couple of weeks you think of some kind of a big step, or at least how to make a big step, both of you. There are going to be some conversations in between you and your partner in life that will regard a long distant future. Okay. Yeah, Taco, thank you for the 2222. Thank you, Taco. So the long distant future that you are going to talk about with Kenny, and these are going to be a very serious and very deep conversations, okay? And I mean very, very serious conversations. This isn't going to be what we're going to have for supper, or where are we going to go on a vacation. This is going to be in the lines of settling in a certain place, for example, having children in any kind of way possible, building up a business together, building up a nest, for a lack of better expression here, settling for life. And by the look of those cards, I do think that you are going to come up to a strategy, to a variation. How can you do it without having to deal with too much predicaments and too much troubles doing it? So, but long story short here, this lunar phase, the waxing moon, will have a tremendously positive effect on your relationship with your partner in life. Lucky Kenny. Yeah. All right. Next one. Will be Mattia. So you want to know about Mars direct. All right, Mattia, so those are your cards that we do have. Overall, Mars direct is going to make a big stir in your endeavors, and especially the endeavors that you are trying to I don't want to say put a closure into, but more like finalize. Okay, finalize so you can move to the next thing that requires this endeavor or that enterprise to be concluded. That is no different than finalizing a mortgage so you can buy a house. Okay, and so that kind of a finalization, so in finalizing an important cycle of developments are going to be concluded, and the big reason for that is because the other side that it's that these developments are connected to is simply going to do their job. And after that, after you reach those finalizations, that could be finalizations of contracts, that could be finalizations of negotiations, okay, or simply of a personal endeavors. After that, the world is going to be your oyster. It's because from there on, moving forward, you can reach the sky high if you do have enough tenacity and if you do have enough enthusiasm and muse as well. And on top of that, Mars in Mars direct will bring a lot of potential new connections in terms of friends, people with connections as well. So you can end up having allies, and in generally socializing. Okay, and also good accomplishments at work, at home, everywhere. The only thing that you need to know and you have to be aware of in terms of a event, it is that you are going to end up attracting a powerful woman, a woman of authority that is going to cause you troubles. Okay, it's going to cause you troubles, or it's going to cause troubles for you through her state or through her actions, even though those actions may not be connected to you in any way. That is no different than a woman proposes a bill at the Senate that it is harmful to your business. Okay. Thank you, Brie, for another 10. Thank you. And so there is no dealing with that woman. You can only deal with the circumstances. But it does look like that you are going to do a pretty good job for it. And Mars direct should be pretty breakthrough transit for you, Mattia. Okay, next, that will be Jasmine. You're welcome. Those are cards for you, Jasmine. So it's about a person here, not a romantic one, it's a woman that is going to be brought to you, okay, and involved in your affairs. And this woman is going to be very problematic, for a reason being is that her actions is going to be completely devoted from logic and any efficiency whatsoever. Now, I don't know if it's going to be about your job, but imagine it that way. Being given a person to be your apprentice, which person is so bad at the job that it is causing more problems for you, that you will have to clean up their mess, than actually is helping, and it is capable to learn the job whatsoever. And so this woman is going to be like a like a stopper, okay? Is going to be like a pretty big predicament for you to not just only well, you will be able to do your job, but it's going to be a predicament for you to make a significant progress. So how can you deal with that? Well, the only way to do so, okay, is just complain. Is just complain. Make the things as simple as possible. Show that this woman can't simply handle their load, they just can't pull their weight, and make her leave. Okay, so I do think that this is about your job. Or it could be a super problematic client that simply isn't paying for what they want, and so make the things for them as simple as possible, so they can either pay or stop wasting your time. That is what this new moon in Pisces will have you clashing into. Okay? And the best way, like I said, to deal with it is to simplify the situation in between you and them as much as possible. Okay, next. Taco, about those $33,000 and your negotiation about them. These are cards. So we do have the Five of Cups, Nine of Swords, Two of Wands, Nine of Wands. The time frame is up until September, right? Up until September this year. And it does look like that, at least according to these cards, you are on the right track. So the first thing that you shouldn't do, right? That is the first thing that I'm going to discuss. It is the things that you shouldn't do, and that is threatening. Okay, threatening the other side. You have given a subject, Taco. That's why I'm doing a 4-card reading. You have given a subject. I'm using Lenormand only when I do need a subject. okay? But you have given a subject, which are the negotiations. Lenormand is not going to show us anything about that because you can't control them about the subject. So the thing that you shouldn't do is threatening the person and trying to make them scared, all right? And also the other thing that you shouldn't do is losing your mind and how can I put it into words, saying things that are on the whim, all right? It's very important for you to maintain your composure, all right, and be as professional as possible. And it does may look like that you are losing things from your grid, but at least according to these cards, that's not the case. There is going to be a progress in the next few months, like I said, up until the end, the start of September, I'm sorry. But according to these cards, even at the start of September, there will be some concessions that will be that needs to be met. Okay, so some concessions that needs to be met there in term of that you will have to rearrange some stuff in order to have the money being released to you. But other than that, the cards are showing it is that you are making progress. The progress is in your favor, and in the future, that progress should reach culmination where you should have the money. You are on the right track, and the sense of that you are missing and that you are disappointed and that you are in a loss is just a temporary, not a permanent one. So you can go for the negotiations all you want, but you shouldn't, again, threaten, scare, and talk shenanigans in general. Okay? What will help you in those negotiations is mentioning a useful ways how you can, what you are going to use the money for. For example, you plan to have children, you're going to use the money to educate these children or to open some kind of a business. It's very important that this person that you are waiting those money from knows that those money are for something useful, something that is going to build up on top. Very, very important that to happen. Okay, next. Bree, you have a question about Jimmy James and how things are going to develop in between you two, I guess. You're welcome, Taco. You're always welcome, mate. All right, these are the cards for you, Bree. You should see development in between you two. You're welcome. Much love to you too, Taco. You should see now, Bree, development very, very soon. That is in the middle of the next month, the mid of March, the end of March. But it is very important that you do take some steps. So you will need to challenge yourself to meet that guy, right? And to basically provoke that guy in general. And bear in mind that you are not the only one who is asking about him, right? There is a competition out there. In fact, it's a competition that doesn't play by the rules at all. And if you are waiting for the perfect moment in order to approach Jimmy, or in general you are waiting for Jimmy to approach you, that isn't happening at all. Okay, there is no perfect moment and there is no Jimmy approaching you. You have to be the one who challenges the situation and makes a move for more. And it does look like, though, that at least for now, Jimmy's favor is towards you, and you have all the, how can I put it into words, all the necessary circumstances in order to have a really, really good time, really, really good day-to-day routine. And based on that day-to-day routine and that challenge that you are going to push forward with the interaction in between you two, you are going to have a very good results in terms of whatever type of relationship you want to have with Jimmy, and those results can expand and are going to start expanding even further after the mid of March this year. But the situation requires you to make an ambitious and challenging move toward Jimmy. That is what we have here. All right, next, News Devon. You're asking, what are you to expect? What is coming your way? You know that this is now a subject, so Lenormand is required. Let me shuffle. You're welcome, Bree. No, you are next, Mystic. You're next. So, what is coming your way? Those are the cards. A caring person new that is going to be there to stay. So someone is going to start taking care of you. That is, if you do allow them to do so. And what's going to come out of it, use Devon. Yeah, it's just the world. It's going to be there to stay. Okay. So that is the at least one that you can rely to, probably to the rest of your life. So don't push them away. And for you, Mystic, will S break the silence to reconcile? So that is with a purpose to reconcile. So in order to know that, we need to see his intentions about reconciliation, because breaking up the silence is his choice, okay, or her choice, depending on your preferences, and Tarot cannot make choices for anyone. So let's see S's intentions for reconciliations with you. You're welcome, News Devon. Knight of Wands. I wish to say unconditional yes with the Knight of Wands, but there are some conditions for that. And the condition is enterprising environment. So in order for them to break the silence, they need to see you as the best option of having an enterprising relationship, okay? Another thing that they need to kind of like get a grip on, it is that you are, if they do reach for a reconciliation, you do need to, not you need, but you are determined to go as far as it needs to. But as an option, yes, they are keeping up that option to reach out for you, to break the silence, to reconcile. Okay, so but it does require from you to show up certain behavior before that to happen. All right, so well, that's gonna do it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as well, thank you so much for your generosity. It was a lot of fun to me, and hopefully we're going to see each other at Thursday, where again there is going to be the Pick a Pile live stream. I have a lot of fun with those. I hope you do too. So what happened there is that you end up having the choice to pick a pile. And I don't know about the theme of the Pick a Pile, but probably it's going to be something of the line of how can I something. Okay, I'm gonna figure it out tomorrow. And yeah, it's hopefully you will have fun with it as well. So yeah, with that said, that is going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and as well for your generosity, and we're going to see each other next time. Until then, okay, so we do have another super chat, which is Sean say, will I be dating someone before my son's wedding in October? Okay, that's an interesting question. Let's check it out. Thank you, Shaughnessy. Oh, it's all right. Not by October. Okay, just not by October. By January next year. Well, it could be by October, but January next year, that's for certain, because in summer you're gonna meet someone that you're gonna have a lot in common with. However, how much time is gonna take up you both to end up having a how can I put it into words, bestow harmony upon you both? Well, that depends, and the reason for that, it is this Eight of Swords that we do have here. Okay, let me put my camera overview. So I'm certain you can see the card. So that Eight of Swords being here, which shows that while you do have a lot of things in common together, at least at the start, there is going to be very difficult for you to convey that to one another. Okay, so what I do suspect is that yes, you are going to have an introduction to that gentleman or to that lady, depending on your preferences, but at least at the start, it will be very unimpressing, and either of you is going to seem very unassuming to the other. Okay, but in a course of several interactions, it's going to turn out that you are not that uninteresting as it may seem at the start, and they aren't that uninteresting as they had probably seemed at the start. And like I said, you're going to find a lot of things in common, a lot of interests in common, but the thing is that these interests you are fulfilling in a different way, so you're going to be interested in how they are fulfilling those interests. For example, where they are traveling, and they're going to be interested in where you are traveling, for example, or how you are handling that game, and how they're handling the very same game, and so on and so forth. So you're going to have a lot to learn from each other, whilst those learning are about the same things. And this is going to bring you more closer and closer to a point where, you know, it's going to happen that you are the opportunity to fulfill the goal of being in a relationship. but this is going to happen on a later stage of this year, definitely after the summer, at least according to these cards. So I don't know if it's going to be by the time, you know, you having your son married, but definitely by the start of the first quarter of the next year. So yeah, that was your super chat reading, and again, thank you guys for the generosity and for your presence. And hopefully, we're going to see each other next time on Thursday for the pick a pile reading. And up until then, bye.